Hey guys, what's up? Bisectatron here from OneHive Gazette, here with my next video, and I'm not too thrilled about having to make this, but there's been a lot of concerns going around, because as you've heard, probably from Jake's video, OneHive 1.0 and Prime are splitting apart from OneHive Alpha and OneHive Genesis, and this video is really not about trying to throw mud at 1.0. I still haven't lost respect for them. I think they're still, a good clan. I still respect Jake and his videos, and he kind of inspired some of what you see here. So it's kind of unfortunate that I had to watch his video and hear the things he was saying, because it's not the full story. I don't think Jake's trying to deceive you guys, because as he said, he's always trying to be transparent, and I think that he's trying to be truthful. I really do. But there's two sides to the story, and whether or not he's heard our side of the story, it wasn't included in that video. So I want to give you guys what's going on in Genesis, and I'm not trying to convince you guys. I'm just giving you guys our side of the story, and I'm going to let you make your decision on whether to believe it or not, because at the end of the day, that's kind of where it has to happen. I can't, convince you guys that much. I'm just going to say what we're doing here in Genesis. So the main reason, at least from what I've heard, that 1.0 splitting away is because we have apparently we're harboring a modder, which is not completely accurate either. Basically, I'll start at the beginning with what happened. We had a Town Hall 10 that got banned. I'm not going to give his name, but he was part of leadership. He had a number of accounts within the family. So right away, because Jake says you're guilty until proven innocent, and I think that is true to some extent, because if you can never quite prove it, that's not quite good enough of a reason to let them stay. So immediately when we found out about it, we suspended his accounts and his leadership status, so we could investigate it. But let's keep in mind, he just got this account back from other people within the family who were using it, not within Alpha or Genesis, but I think from other parts of the OneHive family. He had just gotten this account back, and when he opened it on his phone, he was suspended for, I believe, 2 weeks, the typical modding ban that we're seeing at this time. But the truth is, he works as kind of a confidential profession. He's works with some very classified information, and this isn't something he just told us as an excuse. This is something we've known about for a while, and something that's we verified. So it's not like he's making up this job to try to get us off his back. So don't think that. This is something that we've checked and we are certain on. But he works with a phone that's been modified as far as software goes to prevent against people from getting that information, I believe. So his phone is modified in some way. So, but when his account was banned, obviously we tried to go to Supercell and see exactly why it was banned, but they do not release information as far as what exactly caused it. I believe it was just some kind of software that was on his phone. So obviously there's suspicion there. It could be modding. It could be an error with the software that he has being detected as third-party software, even though it might not be affecting Clash of Clans. But obviously this isn't a reason to say he's innocent. So we looked into it a little bit deeper, keeping in mind that his accounts on his iPad were not banned. So it's just this one account that he has opened on his phone. And he asked us if he should open his other accounts on his phone and see if they will be banned too. We didn't want to do that, because if his accounts were clean, we didn't want to give them an unnecessary ban. So what we did is we had him open up an account, a Town Hall 4 account from another member. We had him open that on his phone, and sure enough, it was banned, right like that. So another piece of evidence that might be in his favor, because this account obviously was not banned before, just a Town Hall 4 with no software from another member who we know isn't modding. We take that, we open it on his phone, and it's banned. I mean, he's been sending us screenshots of what it looks like, for what it's worth, and yeah. So moving on, we're still investigating this. It's not like just because he opens the Town Hall 4 account on his phone and it's banned is evidence that is going to be convincing enough to let him come back to his status. We're still investigating. We have a tech guy who's going to be meeting with us tonight to talk about exactly what could be going on here. So this is something we're looking into extremely deeply. But my point is not to say that he's completely innocent. I personally think he is. I think the evidence is in his favor. But the point is to say we're investigating this. We've kind of disassociated his clans a little bit, or his accounts a little bit. They're not in war right now. And we've suspended his leadership status. So we're taking the steps that anyone would rationally take. We're not just going to, completely kick him out just because he was banned. Because as we've seen, there's growing and growing evidence to show that he might, in fact, not be modding like his ban may implicate him in. So that's basically it, guys. We are still looking into this, and we think that the evidence is starting to turn in his favor. But I just want to tell you guys that Genesis, we've always had and the leadership has always been very transparent with what's going on. They're not keeping, specified information away from us. And it's just something that, everyone in the clan knows about. So I've talked to these guys in leadership. They've always been transparent, but it's just what side of the story you want to believe at this point. And I think that if nothing else, you should know that we're doing our honest best to look into this. If OneHive wants to break away from us because they feel that this isn't good enough, then that's fine. I'm not going to talk bad about OneHive. There's things that obviously could be said, but I don't want to start throwing mud back at them. I would just encourage you guys to, think about what I've said and think about if that's really something that makes Genesis a modding clan. To have one member who's been banned, who we're looking into, but there's obviously the possibility that it's his software, and I think a likelihood at this point of the modified software on his phone, because of all the things I've talked about earlier. So this isn't that nasty of a split between Genesis and 1.0. I think both clans are still going to be strong. I know Genesis at least still has a lot of applicants and is doing great. Same with OneHive Alpha. So I encourage you guys to still apply to our clan if that's something you've been looking to do, and apply to OneHive if that's something you want to do, the other 1.0 Prime type deal. So that's it, guys. Like I said, this is not to say we know for certain he's not modding. This is to say we're investigating it. We're not simply just harboring a modder, or because he's a leadership and tightly wound within the clan, we're not just letting him get away with it or not looking into it. It's something that we are looking into. So I can't say for a definite certainty whether or not he's modding, but I can say that I think just as 1.0 would do, we're looking into it, and we're not going to kick him out irrationally just based off a ban that can be explained by his modified phone software. So anyway, kind of losing my words here for a moment, but I think Jake should take this into account and possibly make a video that addresses some of these things I've talked about, because obviously he has a bigger viewership, and I think it would be nice for him to at least take a look at what I've said and what we've been saying to 1.0 about this, and kind of talk about why exactly why they made this decision. But anyway, no hard feelings. I still respect Jake and the 1.0 OneHive Prime clans. Anyway, though, I'll be in the comments answering as many questions as I can. So let me know if this is something that is a deal breaker. So be it. If you can't watch the channel, if you can't apply to Genesis because of this, that's how it is, but it's something that has happened in 1.0. It's happened in probably almost every OneHive clan where someone has been suspected of modding, and it's been dealt with. So I'll let you guys know how this ends up resolving, but obviously it's still going to be going on for a while as we look into this and try to find out exactly what's happening. So, like I said, he's not participating in war right now, and I feel bad for him because I really do believe he is innocent. But obviously, just because I believe that doesn't mean that we're going to kind of let him off the hook without knowing exactly what's happening. So anyway, hope this makes sense. And like I said, I'll be in the comments answering any questions. And if you can't watch the channel anymore, I understand. But I mean, don't tell me Genesis is a modding clan, because I've been here for a while and leadership has been very transparent. I can tell you that whenever there's an issue of modding, we have some of the most militant people when it comes to third-party software. So that's just, I mean, you cannot believe me, but I'm trying to be as open as I can. So thanks for watching anyway. More videos, as always, going to be coming out of fair play attacks. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye, Sectatron out.